Okay, there's all the channels up and running. Yes, yes, yes. We like you to see that. Hello? This old piece of tape under the table is so funny. That does not need to be there. Hey, Nick, what's up, buddy? You beat Four Name Girl. Way to go. Wonder what happened to her. Hope she's all right. We'll move these microphones in just a little bit here. Get right on that sound source, which is me. Hey, Sean, what's up, buddy? How are you? The orca has arrived. Would you like to see my garden? It's kicking total ass today. In case you were wondering how much ass the garden was kicking. There is the third fan has been added, you guys. You can see both those fans now. There's 3 fans in there. They're just barely touching the plants. They don't need to blow on the plants. You don't want to dry them out. But you have them so they just touch one side of the plant so the plant sways. You just want enough to make the top of the plant do this. As long as the very tippy top of the plant is moving just a little like this, that means that the whole plant is moving, and that means that the roots are solidifying down in that soil. They're getting moved down there, and they're going to try to hold on more, so they're going to spread out more. That little bit of movement on that plant, it's just like what plants receive outside in the wilderness, with wind. They love it. They want something blowing on them a little bit every once in a while, and it makes them grow faster. It makes them grow stronger. Now, speaking of growing faster, you guys can notice the plants are growing faster. Plant number 2 looks amazing now. It's starting to take off. And the reason why is because I moved the water away from it. It was getting lazy. Plants are just like us. And if something is really, it's just too easy for us to do, we'll do it. As opposed to going out of our way to do something, the same thing that takes more effort. The harder you make it for those roots to find water, the harder they will work and the stronger and faster your plants will grow. If you put the water right on top of the plant and you just leave it there and it just goes right to the base, right to the base, right to the base, right, the roots don't have to spread out, and then your top doesn't have to get bigger. It's got everything it needs. And if you give a plant everything it needs, it doesn't think it needs to search out and find more, you may have overdone giving it everything it needs. You know what I mean? So let me give you a full shot here. Here, I'll be over here. Let's go like this. And I can go like this. Okay, great. We can move this up here. Great, man. What do you guys think? You guys, hey, Megsy, Orca, Steve says, Orca says absolutely. Steve dropped me a 3. Love to see the garden always. Trendy Orca, that's awesome. Name, beautiful garden. Thank you, guys. Oh, I love that you guys talk to me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm really enjoying and appreciating the garden this year. And isn't that funny? I didn't even think I was going to be growing this year because I was going to Florida, and I was just like, I'll just travel around. And well, I guess my trip to Florida was all the traveling I guess I needed. It satisfied my hankering. So here I am, and sitting at home, and I couldn't be happier because I've got stuff to do. With this garden, it keeps me so busy, so I can, not pay so much attention to my online stuff and to other things, and just sitting around or being depressed or whatever, because I'm so busy working all the time, and it's not work, it's fun work. You're out there, you're looking at huge cannabis plants. So let me give you some context here. I remember when I first went to Amsterdam the first time, and I saw a budding cannabis tree. And it was indoors, and it was huge, man. It was like a 5-foot tree, and it was all completely flowered out, and they had it there at the expo. And I remember, or it was at, actually we had gone into somebody's, I think we went into one of the coffee shops, or you know, one of the vendors where they actually sell the cannabis at. And they had a tree in there, and I remember it was behind glass in this, like, room, you know, like a grow room kind of that you could see. You could walk by and look in. It was a big glass wall. And I remember looking at that tree thinking, I want to see more of this. I remember having that thought. I was like, I want to be around this. You know, I don't want to just go to California and buy it. I want to be here, and I want to go to California. I want to grow it. You know? And this was before I ever went to California, guys. Rogi's playing with the cat. Are you playing with the kitty cat? Why are you so cute? Where's a napkin? Give me a little napkin. Here. Let me see that face of yours. It's so beautiful. Why are you so beautiful all the time? Huh? Why are you such a beautiful boy? There you go, bees. Oh, God. He is freaking so gorgeous. I love this dog. So beautiful, man. This dog is so amazing. I think him and I have come to a more understanding of our relationship. You know, I just used to smother him, you know, so much because I fucking love him so much and I just want to spoil him and he doesn't like that. He likes a little attention every once in a while, and then he wants to be left the fuck alone. And, you know, I realize that, and as the more I leave him be and do his own thing, the more he comes to me and wants to get the attention and the love. Ooh, I touched myself just then. I was like, getting harder up there, huh? That's cool. Wasn't so bouncy anymore. I like that. Hey, congratulations on your weight loss. You're doing fabulous and you look great. Hippie chick, thank you. Yeah. Hey, man, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, and all the trolls are going to be crying. They're all going to be crying. I'm going to sound like Donald Trump here. All the trolls, they're all going to come from all around the internet to see my stomach. And they're all going to start crying tears of pain and anguish when they see how great I have become. I am so fantastic. My stomach is going to be so hard. It's going to be the hardest stomach of all stomachs. It will be the hardest one. So I usually start with a bong rip, but I think I'm going to start with a dab today. These got terped up last night. And then the terps kind of got fried. So I put some fresh. And still, the terps are still in there a little bit. Then the trolls will be eaten by Trendy Orca, right? There's your warm-up dab right there. Your pre-dab. Get a little oil in the throat and the lungs so you're not coughing when you do that second dab, right? It gets you ready. Ooh. Yabba dabba doo. That reminds me of Tabitha dabba doo, but Tabitha's not here. I wonder what happened to her. She's probably out in her garden tending to it. All right, you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. So many of you have showed me pictures and images of your gardens and your grows. I love it. Tweet those out at all 5 of my Twitter channels, guys. Cheers, guys. Man, that coughing was definitely subdued by that little tiny dab I did before. What a hit. Holy shit. Oh my God, that was a huge dab. It tasted great. All right, so it's Saturday. Sunday? Today's Sunday? Sunday. Okay. Slow news day, probably Sunday, but I'll check anyway. We'll try to get something topical to speak on. Unless you guys have anything current you want to bring up, I'll bring up CNN.com first. No, I'll go to the AP first. I'm going to go to the AP, Associated Press. I like them. You guys did really good yesterday on Twitter, retweeting me. Shouts out to Trendy Orca and the rest of you guys. There were so many of you. You went all over my Twitters, and you guys were just tweeting like crazy. And, you know, all you're doing is helping to get the message out there. And you're doing a great job. Okay, news. AP News. Okay, checking the AP wire. Bro, when I figured out that it was 2 Americans that were involved in that Haitian assassination, I went live immediately with that, right here. You got it first. Sagar and Crystal are talking about it now, but I got it first. You guys know I'm a little crazy. I'm smoking cannabis and all that. But if you really want to catch the news and the commentary and the good commentary on the news before anybody else in podcast world is covering it, this is the place to go first. Because I guarantee you, nobody was talking about the assassination of the Haitian president before me, and nobody was talking about what we were talking about last night before I was. Because I discovered that shit about Jim Acosta before anybody else on the internet did. I saw that thing come out. It was only a few hours old when I saw that video of Jim Acosta. And it was right after my live stream. I had just done a live stream. I said, okay, that's what I got to go live with. As soon as I go live tonight, that's what we're going live with. Jim Acosta. I am so glad I did that. Do you know why? Because on Twitter, a lot of people are looking at me. They think that that is an attack on Jim Acosta. And then they realize it's not. And they fuck up. And they go ahead and they retweet it because they think it's a fucking attack on him. And he's going to end up getting the message. And he's going to read it. And he's going to see I'm not attacking him at all. He's made the exact same mistake I've been making for weeks. Huh. That's interesting. My camera just shut off. Oh, and now it just came back on. Did you guys see that message? It said device is not available, or did you just see a black screen? That was weird. Anyhow, my point is always this. I'm paying attention, guys. Hopefully you're paying attention to me, and through that, you'll be paying attention as well. I'll keep you guys abreast of everything going on, everything that I hear, and I'll give you the best commentary because I really believe that my commentary is the truest commentary you're going to find on the internet. If it's something that I understand, if it's something that I have experience with or have witnessed personally or something that I am educated on, I guarantee you I will blow any other commentary on it out of the water. You know I will. So you guys stick with me on Twitter, stick with me on this podcast, and I will keep you guys informed. Okay. Billionaire Richard Branson heads for space in his own ship. Hey, man, that is just now on the AP, guys, and you're getting it first here from me. Just now. There you go. Branson going to space in his own ship. You're getting it first from me right here. And that's, I hope, why you guys will watch this for timely news and the best commentary that you're going to get on the internet. The realest commentary. I promise you that. Nobody's going to keep it as real as me. I mean, let's just talk about podcasters. Let's start with H.A. Goodman. Why doesn't he keep it real? Because he is completely pro-Israel. And because he's pro-Israel, he's pro-Donald Trump. And he has a massive blind spot towards Donald Trump. So Donald Trump can do no wrong in H.A. Goodman's eyes. Can you believe that? Horrible commentary from someone like that. You can't trust someone like that. He's never going to give you anything but cherry-picked facts, right, that he can verify that only add to his straw man, confirmation-biased arguments that provide you absolutely nothing except for his fucking spin. I never spin anything. I give it to you straight all the time. There's no fucking spin. You guys come here, and that's why, hopefully you guys realize that. All right, what's next? South Africa ramps up vaccine drive. Too late for this surge, right? We knew this. Now, if you go back to when COVID first started, the very beginning, and we were checking COVID, and I was looking at the Africa numbers, and I was going, man, I can't believe Africa is doing so well. It's just a matter of time. And you go back to when COVID started, January, February, March, April, and you go find my podcast where I gave you the commentary where I literally predicted that Africa was going to be suffering the worst out of everyone. I said it was going to happen. South Africa ramps up vaccine drive. Too late for this surge. And I'm telling you, man, they've got 90 deaths confirmed now in the condominium. Right? The last I heard it was fucking, I think it was 9 or 10. Now it's 90. That was 29 minutes ago. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, maybe it's a little late, guys. He could have saved a lot of lives. A little late to rethink anything, you idiots. That's what I'm always doing here, man. I'm rethinking everything. I'm redesigning everything. You know, every engineer should be sucking my dick because they all suck my dick on the planet. They all suck. If they would listen to me, I could fix so much of their bullshit. I'm like, here you go. Why does my phone go to fucking black when I log into it now? So stupid. Why does PayPal only show the last? You know, we could just go on and 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 on about it. And I nail it and I nail it and I nail it and I get it right every time. Hi, Kristen. I hope you're feeling better today. Us Trendies fucking called it as a CIA-funded black op, right? On you are the truth, the whole truth. Huh? What are you talking about? CIA-funded black op, bro? DA and DHs are going to Haiti. Oh, Haiti. You're talking about Haiti. Yeah, bro. We called that shit. And listen, you guys heard it from me first. Do you want to see the Sauger and Crystal? Here's the Sauger and Crystal that went after me. After I posted mine. Right? Watch this. Breaking points. I love these guys. This was 2 days ago. It just says 2 days ago. It should give you the date and the time. This is how much YouTube sucks my dick. Okay, there it is. July 8th, but it doesn't have the time. So they were talking about this on July 8th. Okay. Let's find out when I was talking about it. My videos. Hey, Dakota Goodwins. Oh, what's up, buddy? I missed you. Michael Haskey, what's up, buddy? I missed you, too. Why aren't you guys here all the time, man? I miss you guys. I love that you're both here right now. Oh, fucking awesome. All right. Live stream. Shit. I don't see it. July 5th, July 6th. So I don't know when I was talking about it. July 7th, July 6th. So You guys, I don't know which video because I didn't put Haitian president in the title. If one of you could go back and find that, it would be instrumental to making this this broadcast way better. But let's go ahead and let's watch this Breaking Points video. Now, I also want you all to subscribe to Breaking Points, and I want you all to tell them that I sent you to them, and I want you to watch them. They are a real good way to get your news, okay? Now, I am faster than them, but they're entertaining. They're cute. They're cutesy. I like them. I like the chemistry they got going on. It's fun. Check them out. Here they are.
We also have an update on literally the craziest situation that we've ever seen. The president of Haiti was assassinated in what looks like some sort of like hit squad raid. It's unclear who exactly was behind it.
Right. Now, once again, this is basically what we're turning to as far as official news. They're getting from official sources. They're going to have reporters on the ground from their sources, and they're going to bring you pretty timely and pretty accurate news. However, I have a smartphone, and I have the AP. And you could do this too. Anybody could do this. They probably do it too. I also have my own podcast show, and I can go live anytime I want. I also smoke cannabis, and I'm crazy, and I'm up at crazy hours. I can beat these people to the punch. Not only will you end the Fed, Saagar Enjeti's pseudo-populism and neocon ideas. Oh, yeah, I don't agree with everything either of them say all the time. And Saagar thinks UFOs are visiting us. You know, he's fucking psycho. But it doesn't mean I don't love the podcast and you guys can't enjoy it. Just like you guys, if you disagree with me, you can't be little bitches and stay here and enjoy yourselves. I disagreed with what they said. Bye. You know, that's not me, because you can always get something out of interaction or even just paying attention to people that you disagree with. They haven't apologized. Well, end of Fed, thank you for putting this all in the chat. Absolutely. Yes, you can expose Crystal Ball and Saagar Enjeti or anybody else that I bring up ever for if you have information about them, end of Fed. Absolutely. I've called them out on their bullshit before. They are corrupting. I see that too. They're corrupting Crystal. She's starting to lean right, man. You know, it's like, stay in the center, man. But now every time he says shit that's so fucking right wing, and she's like, and I'm like, whoa. Crystal, man, they're slipping you the blue pill over there. You know? You're getting blue pilled. But, you know, it's kind of figuratively. It's actually, she's getting red pilled, right? But end of Fed, I love where your brain is. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you should tell me who you are. I really like the way you're fucking thinking. You think just like me. You're right. I know, and I love Crystal. She's fucking gorgeous, especially when she opens up her mouth and she starts talking. And goddamn, dude, she just fucking A, dude. Not only is she well versed, she is so quick to give her opinion on things, and she's all her opinion is just fucking great, man. I agree with almost everything she says.
What is going on here, Crystal? I know you went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. So Haiti is a fascinating...
Dude, I love she went...
both inspiring and tragic country that, of course, the U.S. has had deep involvement in.
And I have a love for the Haitian people and for Haiti, so you guys know. Anybody that's in here that doesn't care about what happened to Haiti or whatever, understand, I've got people I consider family that are Haitian. So, you know, this has a lot of, it hits home for me, man. And even though this president was corrupt, hey, man, Barack Obama was corrupt. George Bush was corrupt. Bill Clinton was corrupt. Donald Trump was corrupt. And Joe Biden is corrupt. Every president is corrupt. To the extent of their corruption, you know, that's gaugeable. But how much misery they cause their people, that's really what you want to see, is how much misery are they causing, and are they like Joe Biden and they're causing misery in other countries, you know, and so many other presidents before him, or are they just greedy, You know, or are they going out of their way to make people miserable? This guy, you know, he's fucked up, man. He was so supposedly in cahoots with street gangs, this president. So there's no telling what the fuck this guy was up to. However, practicing imperialism, that's the United States going into other countries and assassinating presidents so that another president can take over or another prime minister can take over. It's not our place to do it. And if you want to offer the people of that country financial help through, you know, donating things to that president is taking away from them, you know, life change, medicine, food, things to build with, you know, housing materials, you know, anything. If you're a country and you want to provide that to those people, great. Don't give them a bunch of fucking guns, you fucking idiots. Don't give them rocket launchers and missiles, America. Stop it, man. Stop selling rockets to the Saudis, man, and whoever else we fucking sell to, man. We were selling fucking DDT to other countries, man, third world countries, man, and that we're selling fucking, we ban it here in our country, but we continue to manufacture it and ship it out all over the world, and then we cry when we get DDT infected fruit from other countries infected with our American-made DDT. That's fucked up. That's America. And that's another form of our imperialism, man, is sending our poison, literally sending out something we know is poisonous to other countries. That's another form of fucking imperialism, man. We're fucked up. Stop U.S. imperialism, man. Exactly. That is what this is all about, man. That is what this assassination is all about. And I covered this shit before they did, and they covered it before anybody else on the internet did, because it's the fucking weekend. And everybody's taking the fucking weekend off. But they don't ever fucking sleep. We grab this shit and we go with it. NavesGarden.com.
Up through
just
the
in time for the
2000s
rock star
under
to fire
George
up.
W. Bush, which is perhaps a story for another day, but is relevant here. The country's been in crisis for a while. It's been in political crisis essentially ever since we, it appears, helped to depose Aristide back in 2004. The current president, a guy named Jovenel Moïse, who was just assassinated. We don't know who did it, and it will. I wouldn't trust a lot of the information coming out from like the police chief and others on the scene, because essentially everyone is corrupted there. There's massive gang problem in the country. There's indications that Moïse himself was complicit in some of the activities in the gang or supported by these gangs. He also had overstayed.
Donald Trump was supported by the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan. He was supported by racist groups all over the United States. So just because that president, now I hear it, okay? Just because that president was supported by gangs, hey man, Donald Trump was supported by fucking racists and fuckers all over the world. So, you know, that doesn't really say much to me, the way she worded it. Listen very closely to the way she worded it. He was supported by gangs.
His term in office and was unilaterally rewriting the Constitution,
That's
implicated in all kinds of corruption.
That's bad, and that's bad. Implicated in all kinds of corruption.
And scandals and violent scandals as
violent scandals, not good, man. So this president was a bad guy. I don't support his assassination. You go, you know, you have a trial, you put him on trial, and you convict him and you put him in jail. Just like any other country should do. That's why they should have a body of people like a Congress or a Senate or a House, you know, a parliament, some sort of a group of people that also has control, equal control with the president. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know, democracy kind of stuff. I don't know. You guys might hate democracy.
As well, so let's not say that this was a good guy or a good president whatsoever. However, it has plunged Haiti into even further crisis, so no one is celebrating.
And that's always the point. You always want to create that power vacuum. You suck out the leader, and the whole thing collapses, and that's what America does. We are the goddamn Stanley Steamer of power vacuums around the goddamn world. We've created so many fucking power vacuums that we should start our own fucking our own what's the yellow one called that I have? That yellow, the Dyson. Dude, we could make Dyson go out of business. We suck so much power out of countries. Dyson would pale in comparison to the power of the vacuum that America creates with its imperialism in all of these tiny countries. We are such a bully. We suck so bad. Like I said, there's a right way to go about this, and it's not as quick as assassinating the president. But you know what? Americans have learned to not be patient, man. We want it now, man. We want to put our fucking TV dinner in the microwave. Fuck the oven. We want it in 3 minutes, not 30. And that's the goddamn United States government. No, we're not going to send them all the things they need to be healthy and educate them and get them to start their own rebellion naturally. No. We're just going to go in there and assassinate their president for them. You know, a couple $100,000 later, and now an entire country is in turmoil. People are scared to leave their homes, man. If you know Haitians, man, then this would make you cry. You would literally have a hard time sleeping at night if you knew how sweet Haitian people were.
The death of this man. Let's go ahead and throw the tear sheet up on the screen that we have here with some of the details. So as of this morning, the Haitian police chief is saying that some of the mercenaries who were involved in this assassination have been killed, that others are in custody. We don't really have any indication of who they are or why they did this. Some of this, shockingly, was caught on video, and it's really bizarre. It looks like pretending to be a drug enforcement agency operation. The theory is that they say this, and we'll play the video in just a second, in order to get like the bodyguards to stand down, because DEA.
Crystal's been doing a show. She also does a show with Kyle Kalinske, and she's available to do whatever, you know. So yeah, these guys are on different shows currently. So you can see Crystal, Kyle, and Friends. I believe that's still running. And you can see this show, Breaking Points. She does both.
DEA activity in Haiti is apparently fairly common. So they're used to hearing people with American accents saying, "This is the DEA, stand down." So you hear that on this video. Other reports, again, coming from government officials, say that some of the perpetrators, some of the murderers here were speaking Spanish. So make of that whatever you will. The First Lady has also been critically wounded. She's been flown to Florida for treatment. She is alive and stable, but they say in critical condition. Let's take a listen to that video where you can hear American accent and English.
You know what's funny? When Crystal and Kyle Kalinske sit next to each other, Crystal's fucking got bigger arms. It's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. That's why fucking you could tell Sagar has been working out. You could see him. You look at him. You could tell, man. He got intimidated, I bet. He got sick of seeing Crystal have bigger arms than him, and he started going to the gym and fucking working out. Good for him.
Declaring this a DEA operation. Of course, the DEA denies this and seems very unlikely.
Look at Sagar right now. Literally, when I'm talking about this, he's literally looking at himself. He's posing in the fucking monitor, and he's looking at himself right now in the monitor when I'm literally talking about it. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him with his arms down like this, and he's fucking flexing. And look at the smile on his face. And look at his fucking arms in the suit. He's trying to go Schwarzenegger in his fucking jacket, you know? He's trying to fucking rip the seams. I love it, man. Look at the look on his face, man. You can tell dudes that work out, man. You can fucking, when you're trying to get your muscles bigger and you get out, you're like, "Oh, hey, bro, you've been lifting, huh?" Now you fucking totally get it. It's like, yeah, man, I totally get that shit.
Then it was a DEA operation. Let's take a listen.
Well, he's looking at himself. I love flexing. I love it. He does. He looks good, man. I tell you, he's a little guy, man. And for him to be bulking up, man, makes him look a lot better on the podcast. You know, when somebody takes their physique seriously, it makes their brain healthier. And people realize this because people with really good physiques that are doing this kind of work, like people like Graham Elwood, you know, they're making a lot of sense, and they're able to process stuff, and they're able to respond. They'll take live, you know, Graham Elwood will go live with anybody anytime, and he'll take your questions, and he will go just like this. He just stand up on stage. He can deal with trolls face to face. You know, he's a fucking surfer. So his reaction time is super quick, man. He could be a fucking shark in the water, you know? And he's just like that, you know? He's got that mentality. But, you know, he's always like, he's showing off his fucking vegan guns. He's like, vegan guns. And I'm like, you know, it's cute, but at the same time, listen to him speak. And, you know, you're like, I listen to this doctor speak, Dr. Berg. And he's another guy. He's older, man. He's got to be fucking in his 60s, this guy. When you look at his neck, you could just kind of tell he seems like he's been through his lifetime a little bit. And this motherfucker is, you could just tell, man, he's in really good shape. And so you listen to him because he's talking about getting into shape, and he's showing you that he's done it, and he's got a very genuine way about him, the way he tells you. He's on YouTube. I watch him all the time. I learned something this morning. He was talking about cell phones and frequencies. You remember that at Better Call Saul when his brother Chuck was crazy with cell phones and shit? You had to leave your cell phone outside. He wouldn't have electricity on. Well, this doctor talks about that. And like I said, I would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. But I went down the rabbit hole just a little bit. There is a woman that used to work for Bill Clinton, and she's a scientist, and she does all kinds of, and she goes through this whole thing about these frequencies in these phones, and she talks about why you don't really hear about it too much. You know, Apple and Samsung don't really want you to hear about that. So they pay money to people in government to not talk about it and to not address it. But there really is frequencies and radiation coming out of devices, all kinds. And he talked about it, and I was really interested about it. And you really want to think twice before you use your fucking phone like that, before you hold it up to your head. After you watch just what he says about it, then I went and listened to what this woman said. Somebody totally different. So I got it from two different sources. And one of them, that Dr. Berg, he's helped me lose all this weight. I find him to be a pretty reputable source of information. So, you know, I might not be exhibiting the same behavior that I would a few weeks ago before I heard this, because I'd be calling somebody crazy that came in here and said, yo, Nay, you heard about how RF frequencies cause radiation? I'd be like, what? Like Chuck from Better Call Saul, bro? What, are you going to wear a tinfoil hat? Yeah, as it would appear, a tinfoil hat might actually be a thing, guys. It's crazy, I know, to hear it coming from me. But, you know, I just assume let Dr. Berg tell you, and then you judge for yourselves. Because what I'd like to do, because I still don't know, is I'd like to send this over to Thunderfoot and Cymandan and Professor Dave Explains. And, hey, man, you know what you guys could do? On Twitter, man, this is great. Just pause this video right now. Or go back a few minutes, pause it, and share it to Cymandan, Dave Explains, at Dave Explains. So it's at Cymandan, at Dave Explains, and at Thunderfoot with 2 zeros. Hi, Karen. Good morning. The medical industrial complex can't stand Dr. Berg. He has to be very end of Fed. He has to be very careful about what he says. He doesn't name companies or corporations, and he says it. He's like, okay, I'm not going to say any names here. He'll literally, he's got millions of people that watch him, you know. 14 pounds you've lost, I can tell. So let's let's speed up this. We'll watch this really quick and we'll smoke, and then we'll go to Berg, okay?
A lot of this, at least the sounds of it, caught on video. So again, this is an incredibly impoverished country that has been screwed over time and time again since its founding, since its independence. I think the only successful slave revolt in history, they gained their independence. France actually defeated Napoleon in order to gain their independence, but they were then consistently discriminating as the U.S. took 60 years to represent them, first black republic in the world. France, after their independence, levies these millions of dollars to say, like, you owe us because you stole our colonial shit, and threaten them with war, so put them in debt from the beginning, and there's been just, cycles of U.S. intervention, again, posing popular leaders like Eric.
I must say, Crystal is a little bit cuter when she talks like a munchkin. She sounds like a little munchkin. We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild.
See, you've had horrible dictators like Papa Doc and
Sounds like a little tiny Crystal. She's like a little mini Crystal.
Doc, who ruled by violence. You've had U.S. embargoes that have kept the people poor and impoverished, and then on top of everything, you've had natural disasters, hurricane, earthquake that they still haven't been able to recover from. So
yes, Jeff, I remember you. How's it going, buddy?
it was already kind of a lawless and violent situation, and now again with the assassination of Jovenel Moïse, you just have further instability, total power vacuum. The guy who says he's in charge now, Joseph is his last name, nation's prime minister in the last 4 years. He says he's now in charge, but he actually Moïse had already replaced him. There was a new dude who was supposed to be sworn in next week. So that just gives you another indication of how completely uncertain things are on this island where the people have suffered so incredibly much.
Again, according to him, these were mercenaries. So they were saying that the gunmen, with American accents and more, they think that a lot of these people were hired killers, which actually
Yeah, so who hired them? Why?
Who are they? There's actually a lot of interesting law around mercenaries, hired guns, and all this. So what exactly happens in the third world? And I think there is something that is very much going on here right now. But when I heard that audio, I was like, this is totally nuts. Some of the speculations actually could be drug related, for cartels and stuff in terms of South Florida. So look, there's no indication necessarily. It looks like there's plenty of domestic reasons.
Cheers, guys.
Very messy and sad situation.
Yeah, I mean, it looks up from all indications that he was in that.
Jeff and I used to smoke in a chat room together years ago. I'm glad to have him back here. Let's go like this. I can. Cheers, guys. That is vaping. I mean, that gets down to vapor. So you can't even see the smoke, but it's still there. Stone one, right? Stone one. Is that what it was? Is that what your name was? Stone one, Jeff? Rephrase that chair's six-pack, Nay. Nay is sublimating his concentrates, right? You called this situation in Haiti from the beginning. I trust you, Nay, over any news source. Thank you, Orca. And if I ever get something wrong, I will tell you guys. I've done it before. I've gotten things wrong before. But, I'll let you know. You can always trust me to retract my statements if I make a mistake. Most of these motherfuckers won't. And if they really feel like their audience is going to abandon them because they are admitting that they're wrong, they've got it exactly opposite. I mean, I wish my numbers reflected that, which they don't. But if YouTube would give me the chance, I guarantee you my numbers would reflect that. Because people like it when you keep it real. I know that because I'm a person, and I like it when people keep it real with me. And like I said, I can only name 2 podcasters who keep it so fucking real. You know, Cody Johnston, Some More News. And there was one other one that keeps it fucking real. Who the fuck is it? Who's the other one? I can't remember. But Cody Johnston, man, you want somebody fucking keeping it real. Do you want somebody who is going to dress these people down like a drill sergeant? Like they deserve to be screamed at in their fucking face and spat on in their face for all of the things that they do and say? Or do you want someone who's going to be nice about it, not hold these people fully accountable because, you know, who's going to pay attention to someone who's just chatting about it? We're just chatting about it, about how awful of a person you are. Yeah, I want to scream in your face and tell you how awful of a person you are. And I would hope that you guys would support that sort of behavior so that, you know, when one of these people fucking hears the message, they get it, that there's people like me, there's Americans out there that are angry as fuck and not afraid to express ourselves. Now, I watched a video this morning about RF frequencies from Dr. Eric Berg, DC. This is who I think you guys should all subscribe to. But, type in the word cell and see if he's got something on cell phones. Frying your brain with your cell phone. This is from 5 months ago. So I feel like this isn't something from years ago where he got some crazy.
With a very important video on how to...
Look, I want you all to subscribe to Dr. Eric Berg DC on YouTube, okay? I'm going to give you a direct link to his channel. Here's a direct link to his channel in the chat. Please, please, please consider going to YouTube and subscribing. Dr. Eric Berg has changed my life. In the last 14 days, my life has turned around. Last night I had a craving for sugar. I wanted to eat sugar so bad. It happened again. I was like, man, I want sugar again so bad. I thought about the Oreo cookies that were sitting inside my cupboard, right? And I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh, my celery. Why don't I grab a piece of celery with my balsamic vinaigrette? And I did. I had the piece of celery with a drop of balsamic vinaigrette on it. I ate that, and I went outside to the grow, and I fucking worked for 2 hours. I know you're having deja vu, because it's the exact same thing I told you that I did the other day when the exact same thing happened to me. I went down to the grow, and I worked for 2 hours. And, you know, I was exhausted when I was done. I drank water, and I came back up, and I was fine. It's a little uncomfortable, but all I ever have to do is go get on the scale and feel my stomach and just be like, what do I want more? You know, I just ask myself, what's more important to me? And these moments don't happen that often. So it's happened once in like 2 days or something like that, and then it happened again. And it's not that bad, and I can deal with this, you know. So far, man, I looked at bagels yesterday, and my bagels had sugar in it. I was like, I'm not eating bagels. I'm having rye bread. So instead of bagels, I had rye bread in the morning, you know. Things like that. It's, you know, I've got coffee. I've got 1 tablespoon of creamer in it. This is about all the sugar I will consume all day. And I won't drink a bunch of cups of coffee like that. If I need more coffee, I'll have it black. But look, this is crazy, and I want you guys to listen to this because I would have never believed any of this bullshit. But I really put a lot of faith in this man, so let's listen to what he has to say, okay?
I'm back with a very important video on how to stop frying your brain with your cell phone. Now, I've talked about this in other videos, but I wanted to do a series of videos on something called EMF and try to break it down really, really simple. It's going to be a fairly short video, but I'm going to show you what I do to minimize what's called invisible radiation. So EMF, what is it? Stands for electromagnetic field. So what is that? You have an electric component to it, you have a magnetic field part of it, and you also have other fields of energy, radio frequencies, and even microwaves. Typically, you think of microwaves being the microwave oven.
See if you guys can guess his age. I don't know how old he is, but I'm just kind of wondering from looking at him, listening to him, how old you guys think he is. I think he's about 60 years old myself, but how old do you guys think he is? And somebody can look it up on Google if you want and find out. It's Dr. Eric Berg, B-U-R-G, if you want to Google the guy's age.
But there's other things that will give you microwaves, including your cell phone. The problem is it's not regulated by safety codes at this time. So it's kind of like
Let's do a dab.
at some point in time, people started smoking, and smoking was considered actually beneficial for you. You also had DDT, which was considered beneficial. You also had asbestos, which was considered safe.
Now, this is where I learned what I told you guys about DDT. Listen to this.
And then you had sugar, which was considered beneficial at one time. And then years later, they find out, oh, we didn't do the safety testing on that long enough. So, whoops, sorry. So we're going to put some regulation in. So right now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of safety testing going on. Now, let's first talk about the electrical fields. So you have all these little electrons going through a wire.
Oh my God. Maybe it wasn't from him. Maybe it was from the woman that I watched that said that. Wow, she used DDT as well as an example? I don't know. But somebody said, and I thought it was him, but it may have been this woman that I watched about DDT. And then America banned it here in America. But then we started selling it to third world countries. And I can't remember. I can't believe she used the same example that he used, but I guess she did.
That's called the current going through the wire. And the pressure that's pushing this electricity is called the
Cheers,
voltage.
guys.
So it's the pressure from the power source. So the more pressure or more voltage, the more electrical field you're going to have on the wire. And so let's say, for example, you're trying to sleep at night, and right next to your bed, you have a light source, you have your alarm clock, you have some other electrical devices. And some people might have the consideration that if they turn the light off, the electrical field goes away. Well, I want to demonstrate that it actually doesn't go away unless you unplug the light at the outlet on your wall. Because even though you turn the light off at this level, if you were to open up this wire, it would be hot or live. In other words, there's voltage in that wire that is generating an electrical field unless you disconnect it at the wall. And so there's different switches that you can get. You can plug it into the wall and then plug your light into there. So you can turn things off at the outlet level, so there'll be less
52.
electrical current coming from these wires next to your
He's
head
born in
while you're
45.
sleeping. And then you have magnetic fields. So magnetic field occurs anytime there's current flowing
Getting
through
all kinds
a
of-
wire. And so there's a field that's generated sometimes 6 to 8 feet from that source if it's a strong magnetic field. And so magnetic fields only occur if it's live, if there's current flowing through a wire. So let me demonstrate that. So I'm on electrical fields right here, and take a look at these wires down here, right? These wires are connecting to this light right here, okay? Now, let's go ahead and turn off the light, okay? Look at it. This is still high. The wire is still high because there's voltage in this cord. So we want to turn it off at the outlet or just unplug the light or other.
So he's literally showing you with science, he's literally doing an experiment right here, which I love about this guy. And he's showing you that there really is energy present inside that cord when you turn something off. All the way up to the on and off button. Absolutely. It's totally hot.
devices next to your bed.
Hey, Sarah.
Okay, for the next demonstration, I'm going to turn it to magnetic fields. In order for something to have a magnetic field, you have to have current flowing through it. So we turn on the light. Okay, so we have the light.
I see no problems with cinnamon and vanilla. But I think that those things, you know, I don't know what they taste like without sweetener.
Right through here.
I guess cinnamon is fine. Yeah, cinnamon.
You can see that it's pretty high, right? Now, I'm going to turn off the light. Okay. Now, I'm going to assess the same chord, and it's not very active, if at all. Why? Because the magnetic field only occurs if there's current flowing through the wire.
So what's funny about that is you can see his battery is half full on that thing. So you know he uses the shit out of it because the battery's on 50%. He uses that shit all the time.
If I turn it to the electrical field, it's high, but not magnetic. So electrical fields have to do with voltage, which is the power that's pushing these little electrons. And magnetic field has to do with the fields that extend beyond the current. It's not the voltage or the power.
What's up, buddy?
It's just the electrons going through it. And then we get to something called radio waves or microwaves. And for that topic, you have a router. You might
I guess
have
she was
a
smarter
cell
than we
tower
thought,
that
huh?
is sending signals
Evan?
to your cell phone. And so if your phone is close to your brain, you're going to be
You owe her
getting
an apology.
exposure to microwaves.
Cheers,
Not to
Sarah.
mention maybe some magnetic and electrical fields as well. So let me do a little demonstration with the cell phone to show you. All right, so now we're going to turn this all the way to radio frequencies, okay? I'm going to get it close to my cell phone right here.
You guys, if you shared this
You can see
video
it's pulsing,
on,
right?
on
Because
social
we have
media,
this-
thank you. You guys that are
this,
watching,
The cell
thank you. I
tower
love
is
you
sending
guys.
signals
Cheers.
every so often. Okay, so now I'm going to actually make a call. I'm going to call Jared. So you can see that it's pulsing like this. So all this microwaves are going right to your brain if it's held up close to your skull. Now, in the future, I'm going to do some other videos to show you how to identify other sources of invisible radiation using this tool right here. I like the
Nick.
Tri-Field EMF meter model TF2. I have other devices. This seems to be very simple. It's very accurate. And I'm going to show you what I found with my power cables, my backup on my computer, the actual screen itself, the Wi-Fi devices, the printer. And so all these things are bathing your body in these frequencies. And if you're sitting behind the computer like I do for a very long time, it's not healthy. So you're going to have to minimize the exposure and find out where it's coming from. So with this device, you can measure the radio frequencies, the electrical fields, as well as the magnetic fields, very, very simply. And I'll be doing more videos on that. If you're interested in getting one of these, I'll put a link down below and you can check it out. I don't get any kickbacks or anything like that. And so it's a really good device, and you can go around your house and just find the sources of where you're being affected. Now, getting back to the cell phone, what are you going to do? Well, there's a couple things. First thing is that try to talk with the speaker on so it's not connected to your head. But what I found was this right here. Okay, so now I have these earbuds, which are right here, right? Got it plugged into my phone, and I still have it on radiation. So you can see that they're not really having any effect. Definitely the earbuds are the way to go. So we have earphones and a mic, and it's called anti-radiation air tubes.
Now, I will tell you what's fucked up about that scene. I love this guy, right? But at the same time, he's showing that there's not a lot of...
I still have it on radiation. So you can see that they're not really having any effect. Definitely the earbuds are the way to go.
I just hate that he cut the video right there. So you don't know what he cut out. He was literally showing you on that device, and it's almost like he could have cut out that it spiked up really high for a second. You know, but you don't know. That's never a good spot to make a cut in a video. You know, I know he probably wasn't happy with what he said, and he reset it or whatever, but that's a junk cut, and it is the worst place. That is the worst place in a video to ever do a junk cut, is when you're doing something scientific or showing evidence. Never junk cut over evidence. Ever. You guys want to see the junk cut again? You see what a junk cut is? Watch. Watch the numbers on the meter when he holds the earbuds up to it, and watch the cut in the video. There's an edit. I'll show it to you over and over again so you can see it.
Radiation. So you can see that they're not really having any effect. Definitely earbuds are the way to go. So having any effect. Having any effect. Having any effect. Having any effect. Definitely having any